touchline here on Y254. A big day, our first time on DSTV, and we're telling people if you're watching us, enjoy us with a clear picture on DSTV, and we're giving you all the best sports that we can give you this week. We have been discussing everything that has been happening, but this is the weekend. This is the weekend where a rivalry that has spanned more than 100 years is still going on. And the question is, who wants it more than the other one? We'll be discussing that here in studio. We also have another problem where players are downing tools, the manager is not getting his tactics well, the owner is not allowed in town. So what is happening to this club? Welcome to the touchline here on Y254. We are still with Stifle from 442 Media, sports journalist traverses this Africa to report to Mother Sports. Fred Openda, as usual, an Arsenal diehard fan, and Joe Saina, a football analyst, is here with us in studio today. So, gentlemen, a big week. Let's start off with the Champions League first leg that went on, and we saw teams getting told that you are not ready to play in this competition. What was your best moment of the round of 16 Champions League first leg?
Best moment, I'm torn between, let me just say, Manu getting beaten. That should be the best moment, because if you look at the other games, nil, man. We are football fans. We love when goals are being scored. And the only place where goals were scored in their numbers was at Old Trafford.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a big question for United. You are dominating in the league so far, but the moment to cross over to Europe, you are not good enough.
Yeah, I think for them it was a reality check. You know, as far as them in Champions League is concerned, we've seen them, you know, this season since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was confirmed as the caretaker manager. You know, the way it happens when new managers come in, there's just that momentum that gets into the team. And obviously now he's allowed players to play, express themselves, the likes of Pogba, who weren't even getting a look in when Mourinho was there, but right now he's back in the team. And even, you know, Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool boss, who they are facing this Sunday, said that Pogba is Pogba and Pogba is playing. So, you know, that already says enough. So for me, I think the Champions League is a different animal altogether, and that animal mauled Manchester United.
Well, for him it was Manchester United losing to Paris Saint-Germain. But there was also another game where we saw Cristiano Ronaldo lose to Atletico Madrid. Fred, talk about Atletico Madrid, where Chiellini said, this team, the Atletico Madrid is more Italian than actually Spanish.
Actually, when you look at the gameplay of Atletico Madrid and knowing that they are facing Cristiano Ronaldo, who has been in Spain, and they are facing him at the Metropolitano, then they had to make sure that they would keep him quiet. You know, and they did that perfectly well, getting 2 goals, going to Italy. I think they'll be playing again the Italian way when they visit Juventus, and I think they have that. They have the nerves to go all the way, to the maybe semis or something like that. Yeah, and before I forget, the best moment of the first leg of the Champions League is Di Maria crossing that ball in for Mbappe's goal. Yes. I love that moment. You know, I loved the way Young was out of position completely and was beaten by that by the run of Angel Di Maria.
Yeah. Joe, big game in Juventus, actually Atletico Madrid and Juventus. But that incident of Cristiano Ronaldo coming out to show Atletico Madrid fans and players that have won 5 Champions League, does it show that actually Atletico Madrid got to the right nerve of Cristiano Ronaldo, telling him, hey, my friend, you're in the Champions League king, but we are getting you out in this level at this stage?
I think they got personal with him, to be honest. They told him, you're not paying your taxes. You know, once you tell a player of that magnitude you're not paying your taxes, I think that's where the problem came in. But also that is good in terms of a mindset, in terms of if you can destabilize one of the best footballers in the world, that can show you what it can do to a whole team. And that's what happened against Juventus. Now, for me, I had 2 sad parts of this week. Okay. First of all, Manchester United lost to PSG.
Yes.
Which was, as he said, it was a reality check. At the same time, it was a deep stick into a different competition and seeing how Ole Gunnar can maybe go back to Paris and have a change. And also, again, the sad part was that Man City won against Schalke. So it has been a double sad for me in the Champions League, to be honest. Yes.
Well, it was a very big time for teams in Champions League, and teams were losing here and there. That reality check for Manchester United, we are going to talk about it, but it is Super Sunday tomorrow. We have got the Carabao Cup final coming your way, Manchester City versus Chelsea. That is where we kick off our conversation here, Ayo. And Pep Guardiola says that it is not good, he doesn't not like it to play one team back to back in a short span of time. But this is the best time for any team to play Chelsea, or is not?
And it's Manchester City actually who brought in the cracks.
Yes.
That 6-0, man, that was embarrassing. I think it was Chelsea's biggest defeat since 1991.
Yes.
And that's when actually Sarri started his coaching career. He's gone through, I think, around 20 teams and has never even won any title. So for him, this is that moment, at least to add a title into his CV. We know he's an experienced coach by age and also by the number of teams he's managed. But for Pep Guardiola, I think he knows quite well that, as you say, this is the best time to play Chelsea. Because after that 6-0 win, they were eliminated from the FA Cup.
FA Cup, yes.
Yeah, by Manchester United 2-0. And, they did the job against Malmo in the Europa League, as was expected. But really, Sarri ball is a kind of sorry ball so far.
Yes.
Right now, there's just a lot of things happening in that club, and Manchester City actually, they'll be the favorites to go in with the first title that is in contention for the season.
Looking at the way Manchester City is playing, we are inclined to say Manchester City is playing perfect football. It's the perfect team in England so far. How good, Fred, do you see Manchester City stepping on to Wembley to play Chelsea tomorrow?
I think, as Ayo said, they're the clear favourites to lift their first trophy of the season. But that being said, Guardiola knows what he's saying, that about playing against such a good team as Chelsea on a short period, back-to-back games. Chelsea know where they went wrong. Actually, we said here last time out that if Sarri is going to bring back N'Golo Kante to the CDM, then he can be able to do what he was doing last season and the season before. I think he knows where he went wrong when he visited the Etihad last time out, and he can be able to make amends tomorrow. And I think maybe City might be into a rude shock tomorrow. So it's not okay. The Man City are the clear favourites, but then they should watch out for Sarri's maybe tactics, because he has already beaten them this season. It's not like he can't. He just needs to get his tactics right, and then
the question, Joe, is Sarri has looked at a coach who doesn't want to change his tactics.
Yeah.
He's sticking with his tactics. Do you see an instance of him changing them tomorrow?
Well, a brief history when he was playing in Napoli, and this is where the whole Sarri ball came out from. He had ball-playing midfielders. He had Hamsik, he had Alan. He could send Hamsik and Alan forward, and Juninho would remain behind. Then the two midfielders would connect with the likes of Martins up front. Now, he brought the same principle to Chelsea Football Club, whereby he pushed N'Golo Kante, thinking that he's a ball-playing midfielder. He's a ball-winning midfielder. So he pushed him forward and got Juninho, because he had built Juninho for that position. And now when he got to Chelsea Football Club, he realized that the connection between Hazard and N'Golo in terms of attacking was not possible. He tried Kovacic.
Yes.
It was not possible. He's tried Ross Barkley. It was not possible. So in the event that you would tell me that tomorrow he will change his tactics, I would like to disagree with you. I don't think he'll change his tactics. He has been stubborn for how many months right now? We can count September, October, November, December, January, February. He's been stubborn for 6 months.
Yeah.
Already, he's been told that, you know what, at the end of the day, if you don't win tomorrow, you're going to get the sacking.
Yeah. And now, Steve, one thing that comes into mind now, away from football, because everybody is concentrating on the football, it is matters of Chelsea happening away from the football pitch. And one is, it looks as if these players are not there for the coach. It seems there's a very big line at the center there where the coach is actually not communicating to the players his tactics well, and the players have also down to their tools. They are not playing for the coach, and it's not the first time it's happening. Is it tomorrow where the players might come out and say this is the game where Sarri should go?
It's a tough one really for Chelsea, because I think it's just like the situation that Mourinho had with Pogba. Pogba was not getting a look into the team, and you saw what happened at the end of the day. You know, after that 3-1 defeat to Liverpool, Mourinho was gone.
Yes.
Sarri, it's already been publicized enough that he's just not getting along with Eden Hazard, who's really the star of that team. The Hazard that started this season, everyone was just saying this is the best player in the Premier League. You look at that same player right now, he looks a shadow of, you know, the player who started the season, right? So the moment you start losing the trust and confidence of the biggest players in the team, that pretty much for coaches signals the beginning of the end. So for me, I think so far as things are concerned, I don't think the end is going to be pretty for Sarri. And it's also unfortunate that you know, the owner of the club, Abramovich. We were used to, during when Chelsea were winning the Premier League back in 2004, all those years, we used to see him on the stands. He hasn't been to any of their games this season. And there are even rumors that the club has been put up for sale for 3 billion shillings, which I can't see anyone actually offering that money unless he lowers that amount. And you know, for me, I think Chelsea, they really need to find a solution in this thing. Otherwise, they'll be back to the team that we knew.
And yesterday, Fred, Chelsea also hit with another problem, and that is you have a 2-season transfer ban, which by end of it, even if they go to appeal, this is breaching contracts of signing minor players coming into the system, and that appeal might not happen. So here you are not allowed to bring in new blood because Chelsea is known of buying good players. Now you're being told you have got two transfer windows, that is this August and January, where you are not signing any player. With the unit that they have and the young players that you see outside there, now it seems that it will be a real downside for them.
Exactly. This is where now Chelsea have really to make a good decision, because you got a transfer ban for two windows, and whatever you can do in those windows is only sell. You know, you can't buy. If then you can't buy, and the likes of Hazard wants to leave, then you're in big trouble. It's the time they have to make a change, and Sarri has come to the Mourinho moment, as I can put it, because I've seen in the past few games after losing, Sarri coming to the media to attack the team. This is what Mourinho used to do, and the players really down their tools, and he went. And trust me, tomorrow, if these players really want Sarri to go, then they're again going to lose terribly tomorrow, so that they can make him pack his bags and leave Chelsea, so that they can bring in new ideas for the next maybe 1 year, where they're not signing any players, to make sure that this Chelsea unit that is currently there stays together and improves on their performances going forward.
Maybe just comment on the whole transfer ban thing. Remember, there's still a window for them to appeal. They can appeal via the FIFA Appeals Committee. If that fails, they can go to the Court of Arbitration for Sports, CAS. So for them, I think the permutations are twofold. When they appeal, they have that window, you know, as far as, you know, the decision making is concerned, they can still go and sign out there. We saw it with Barcelona doing it, I think, was it in 2004, 2005? Or 2014 actually. We saw Barcelona do that. Atletico Madrid have also gone through the same process. And you know what Atletico did when the ban was imposed on them? They hang on to Antoine Griezmann. Chelsea probably need to do that with Hazard. And the second, I said they were twofold. The second one is, it's already publicized enough that Chelsea have like over 40 players on loan. The likes of Tammy Abraham, the likes of Timeo Bakayoko. So among those 40 players, you can have at least 5 players who can make the grade. So for them, it shouldn't be a panic situation, because if they have all these players out there on loan, probably if you have a coach who can develop players the like of the way Jurgen Klopp develop players, then they don't even have to go back to the transfer market.
That was I was going to ask Joe, because now how does this affect Odoi and Hazard? Because you look at a situation where Hazard does not want to sign a new contract, Odoi is here also handing in a transfer request. So it might be a summer where we are seeing a lot of migration from the Chelsea outfit.
I think it's all about preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. Start playing Hudson, obviously. Start getting into the ranks of the Chelsea first team with the thought or with the premonition that Hazard will go. Hazard has been vocal about playing under Zidane. Zidane is not going to come to Chelsea without a transfer budget of at least £200 million. He stated it already. The owner is not being seen in the stands for the last couple of games. Do you think he's willing to offer that amount of money to Zidane? Does he want to bring back Chelsea to the prestige that it was before? Because now it's been overtaken. Chelsea has become a dormant Liverpool. Sorry to say that, whereby you have proper players, you have a proper crowd behind you, but somehow, the tactics and the management is not getting right. Don't get me wrong about Liverpool. For the last 2 seasons, they've been getting it right with Jurgen Klopp. But again, after 2 to 3 seasons, you need to win the title. You understand? So now for Chelsea, start getting Hudson playing, get the other 40 or so loanees back, try and see how you can sell some of them and gel some of them into either the reserve team or the first team. And if you can hold on to at least Willian, hold on to Kovacic, hold on to Kante, please. Okay? Hold on to Rudiger. David Luiz is neither here nor there, but still hold on to those key players. And then now put in the loanees. As Ayo has said, obviously, by the time these applications and these appeals are going up, you still have the August window to play around with it. Maybe that can be a shot to get in those quality players. Not under Sarri, definitely. Under a new manager. And for tomorrow, I can guarantee you, if tomorrow the scoreline even ends 1-0, Sarri is out. Steve Holland will be replacing him as caretaker manager.
That's the big question. Who will not? You have brought in Steve Holland.
Yeah, caretaker manager, not permanent.
Yeah, because that will be the question right now. The question is, Chelsea are in the habit of buying, selling, buying, selling. Coaches, it's come in, go, come in. Even if you win, so Ancelotti come in and go. Can't even Steve Holland himself, or even Zinedine Zidane, be confident enough, Joe, and say, I'm coming to Chelsea to try and do something with Chelsea.
Steve Holland will come in from a caretaker perspective and be told, okay, this is the game that we used to play before Sarri, the Conte way, whereby obviously Kante goes back to his position, then Hazard is given that free roam. Higuain won't be that effective anymore, because as you realized when we were playing against Conte, the first striker, who was a CF, was not heavily involved in terms of holding the ball and distributing it to the wingers or to the attacking midfielders. He'll still be playing because he's been brought in. But what I can guarantee you for sure is that unless Abramovich again is ambitious, he's going to go into the market, get one of those managers that pushes it to the end of the season. He's done that so many times with either Ancelotti. He's done that with this other manager, I can't remember him, but he's done that with that manager also at the same time. So it's about pushing Chelsea to the finish of the season at top 5.
Yes.
A top 5.
Good seeding.
Good seeding. So yes, thank you. Good seeding. A top 5 position whereby they can qualify for at least the Europa League.
Yes.
You understand? Because again, with that comes the merchandise sales, with that comes the finance, with that comes the influx of money. But if he picks a caretaker boss for the rest of the season, then it's a bit of a worry for them to finish top 5.
Well, big conversations here on the touchline today, the FANZONE. It is Super Sunday tomorrow, and we've still got Joe Saina, Fred Openda, and Steve Ayo, and we are discussing the best of football that will be happening this weekend. And I can tell you it's the best panel because we have got our own inclinations about the game that is going to be happening tomorrow, and everybody is saying that is the game that might define this season. The game that might give us the Premier League winner and also a team finish in the top. It is Manchester United versus Liverpool. They say it is England's biggest football rivalry. Steve, so far, how do you feel about that game tomorrow?
Nerves.
As usual.
I think it would be. It should be a good game. It should be a good game. The Manchester United that Liverpool are facing right now, not the one that they beat 3-1 at Anfield.
Yes.
When Shaqiri came from the bench, he scored twice. It's a different Manchester United. It's a Manchester United and Solskjaer. It's a Manchester United who has Pogba playing, and Pogba on form, actually the most informed player right now in the Premier League. So for Liverpool, I think for them, the problem actually is the goals. The goals are drying up. The goals are drying up. The front three are not clicking the way they actually clicked last season. Yeah, we saw the 0-0 draw against Bayern just the other day. We saw the 1-1 draw against Crystal Palace and West Ham. I mean Leicester and West Ham. So for them, I think that is what they need to address, because they're creating the chances. The midfield is working. Fabinho has really been fab. Gini Wijnaldum is Gini Wijnaldum. That means he's been perfecto. Magnifique. Then obviously you have a defense that works so well. You know, a well-oiled defense. You know, with Van Dijk in there. With the Liverpool defense, you just need Van Dijk and the fullbacks, then you can decide whether to put Fabinho there or Matip. So, and for Manchester United, obviously, we've had that Martial might be available, Jesse Lingard might be available. So there are not really a lot of players who are going to miss the biggest game in England, not Arsenal versus Manchester United, please. Come on. So I think it's all up for grabs, really. And as you've said, it's for Liverpool, I think they just need to win it. For Manchester United, they can still play around because Arsenal are not consistent. Chelsea are going down. The top three is pretty much determined with Liverpool, Manchester United, and Tottenham. So it's just a case of who gets the fourth position.
Okay. Osoro, United are playing at home, right? And we know what Old Trafford is. We know the stadium. And we know this is the biggest rivalry in the EPL. You know, and right now, United are the most informed team in the Premier League. Pogba is doing marvelously in the midfield, and then the striking is pretty okay, and Lindelof is doing perfectly well back there. We have a David De Gea, the wall of United, in goal. I think they'll be going for the 3 points because they know they can slip up and then someone else comes. Chelsea are there, Arsenal are there. So it's a game they are playing at home. And they should be getting the 3 points, if not one. But remember, Liverpool are looking at the title. If they win this game tomorrow, then City will also be maybe making at other plans and all that. Because right now, the midfield of Fabinho is doing very, very okay, as we've said before. He sometimes can play at centre back or come forward, and most likely I think Jurgen will be able to use him tomorrow in the midfield so that there can be a very fierce clash between Pogba and Fabinho in that midfield. But it will be a mesmerizing game to watch. So just looking up to it.
Joe.
Sorry, just a second. Did you hear him say we have David De Gea? I'm wondering if he has a Manchester United shirt on.
It is the fact. It is a fact. It is a fact. United have a very, very good goalkeeper. Actually, he's the one who's
slept of the time.
No.
He said we. You know we mean
right now. No.
You know you're playing Southampton, yeah? Are you getting confused with the matches?
United have a very, very good
let's look at the stats there and see the way they are. The last game that they played was Liverpool winning 3-1. Manchester, they are winning 2-1. It's a draw. They are Manchester United, another draw. And you're seeing a lot of draws. But the big question is, tactically, you saw how Liverpool played against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. They never let their fullbacks go into the attacking yard because their fullbacks are one of their impetus when they are going into attack. Now, tomorrow, you told us that there are instances where Martial and Lingard might be coming back onto the team. Is that a tactic that Manchester United might employ tomorrow to try and put Alexander-Arnold and Robertson back into their fold so that they don't come back and attack and limit Liverpool's attack?
I think the best way to go about this would be, from my end, from a Manchester United point of view, would be attack through the middle. I'll tell you why. If we overload the middle and use Pogba, use Herrera, make sure Lingard and Martial cut in, what happens is that Van Dijk will be overwhelmed. The other defender will be overwhelmed. That meaning Alexander-Arnold and Robertson will have to start again cutting in, playing inside, trying to now add more defensive powers to now the injured defense that has been pummeled by at least 5 midfielders who are cutting inside. What does that do? It gives them no attacking prowess coming forward, meaning that they have to rely again on the goal-stricken Salah, Mane, and Firmino.
Yeah.
But with that in mind, there are 3 things we have considered only 2 things.
Yes.
There's a third thing. If you looked at the head-to-head, Liverpool won the first derby. I call it a derby.
Yes.
The Manchester-Liverpool. It's a derby on its own.
Merseyside derby.
Yes. It's a derby on its own. They won the first one, okay?
Yes,
It was under Mourinho.
Yeah.
So now we are getting to the second one, which is under Solskjaer.
Yes.
Liverpool want to win this thing. They haven't won it for the last 28 years.
Yes.
Manchester United want to finish not only in the top 4, but possibly in the top 3.
Yes.
Solskjaer needs to be the head manager at the end of the season.
Yes.
This is that game. If he does not win tomorrow against Liverpool, he's not going to get this full-time job.
Well, Steve.
Because there is that pressure.
Yeah.
There is that pressure.
The pressure is on both ways. The pressure is on Jurgen Klopp. It's 28 years, man. We need this trophy.
Solskjaer needs this
you
more.
need this job. These players have to
He
perform.
needs this game more tomorrow. He needs it
top 4. And it's very hard for us. But when Manchester played Chelsea, they targeted Jorginho. And Mata actually managed to make sure that Jorginho is not in this game. And Solskjaer has been seen to be doing that in most of these big matches. Tottenham, he managed that. He put Eriksen out of the game, and they went there and won. Against Arsenal, he did the same thing. Now, tomorrow, if Rashford gets onto the head of Van Dijk, or Lukaku gets into the head of Van Dijk, will it be a Manchester United roller coaster?
I think I want to go back to the question that we asked as far as how do you stifle this Liverpool team. And I think the point that you made was a good point. The moment you cut off the supplies, you know, the bombastic runs from Alexander-Arnold and
Robertson.
Ty is Alexander-Arnold and Robertson.
Yes.
The moment you cut off that supply, I think that is how Bayern Munich actually managed to get out of Anfield with a clean sheet. If you don't do that, then you have to play like a small team, so to say, like a Crystal Palace, like a Burnley. Sit deep, let Liverpool come. They'll knock, they'll huff and puff. By the end of the day, there's just no outlet for them. Attacking through the midfield, as he is suggesting, I don't see any team that has actually succeeded in doing that, because the creativity of that Liverpool team is probably beyond the reach of a lot of teams, but probably Manchester City. The intelligence of those midfielders, because you remember the goal that we scored first, the man that Fabinho set for Mane.
Yes.
Fabinho was actually a deep-seated midfielder. See the position that he got himself into. And that's the beauty with Liverpool. Liverpool, they don't play defined positions as such. You'll see Mane, Firmino, and Salah, you know, just dovetailing. One moment, Firmino is wide, the next moment, Mane is wide. So you just need to have discipline. If you're telling Rashford that you have to keep Alexander-Arnold quiet, and you're telling Martial to keep Robertson quiet on the other end, I think that's the best way to beat this Liverpool team. But then again, you know, you never know, because I think the creativity of Pogba, I think so far he has 8 goals and 4 assists in the last.
Again, that's what I was saying, through the middle.
Through the middle.
There is a chance.
Exactly. If they allow Pogba to be the Pogba that he's been playing against those teams, bar PSG, then probably attacking Liverpool through midfield might bring in some results.
Fred, you realize that Manchester United has been very good defensively disciplined when they go into their defensive mode. You look at Chelsea, they had, I think, 35% possession. They get their 2 chances, they are scoring goals. But Liverpool, when Mourinho was on set and they won 3-1, Manchester did that. Tactically disciplined in defense, and then all of a sudden, Jurgen Klopp brought in Shaqiri and they opened up United at the end of the day. Tomorrow, do you expect that kind of discipline from Manchester?
Of course.
In defense.
Of course. United know who Liverpool are. Very, very creative through the wings. They have very, very good fullbacks who can do wonders from the wings. And knowing Jurgen Klopp with his creativity and all that, right now he has a very capable super sub who can come in Shaqiri and do wonders like he did in the first leg. You know, in the first leg, United were disciplined well defensively.
Yes.
But at that time there were issues with the team, around the team and all that. You know, with Pogba and all that. But right now United are rejuvenated, if I can say that. Jurgen Klopp will definitely find a way. He will definitely find a way to get a goal.
Yeah.
And this is the game that you will find Salah doing his magic. You know, and we have him having Mane on the other wing, having Firmino there. Then I think he's someone who will, as Ayo said, Liverpool players don't have defined positions. You will find them moving, having some movement, which will look maybe to distract the likes of Pogba in that midfield, and then they'll be able to create chances to get goals.
Joe, big game that will be happening tomorrow between Manchester United and Liverpool. Just predict for us this match and tell us where do you think it will be won by both sides?
It will be won in the midfield if it's Manchester United who are winning this game. If it's Liverpool winning this game, the two wide players, that is Mane and Salah, have to come to the game.
Yeah.
We watched the Bayern Munich game. If even 20% of those chances fell to an informed striker, let's not even go too far, fell to someone like Vardy, fell to someone like Lacazette, those were clear chances that could have been scored. That's what they need to do tomorrow. Yeah. They cannot over-rely on Firmino, unfortunately. They cannot, again, over-rely on the midfield, because what Fabinho and if Gigi will start playing will be to maintain that midfield so that the defense of Van Dijk can relax a bit. Remember Trent going forward, Robertson going forward. So if Manchester United will play to its strengths, and I believe the strength now is in the midfield, Manchester will win this game 2-1.
What if they man-mark Pogba out?
If they man-mark Pogba, if they mark, keyword is man-mark
and frustrate.
Okay, these guys played the other day, okay? They played on Wednesday night, against Bayern Munich. And they're playing now on Sunday, okay? Fatigue comes in, a bit of restlessness here and there. If they can man-mark Pogba, then there's a chance whereby they can stall their attacking. But one thing we have realized against United, or we have realized United under Solskjaer, is that they've come up with options of going forward. Before, previously it was Lukaku under Jose Mourinho. Now it's the attacking midfielders out wide. There's Pogba, okay? There's Herrera. There's Matic who can do something in there. There's a set pieces whereby Smalling, Lindelof can come in and score with the headers. There are options. That's what I believe. There are options.
Fred, where do you think it will be won?
Definitely from the flanks, the two wide men and the two fullbacks. But as we saw from the game of Bayern Munich against Liverpool, Serge Gnabry was able to keep Robertson at bay. He didn't have those chances of going forward. So if United do that, then they'll be able to keep him at bay. But if they don't and allow them come forward, trust me, they'll be in for a rude shock. My prediction.
Yeah.
My prediction.
Okay.
I give it 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not going to ask you where it will be won. And the scores. It's been a long time. Liverpool fans, you have been waiting for this moment, this kind of season, this kind of intensity. We are on the front foot. So tomorrow, as Liverpool heads on to that field, how do you think it will turn out?
Man, I obviously want Liverpool to win. 28 years is so many years. Yeah, that's like a new generation.
A whole new generation.
That's like a whole new generation. But yeah, really the pressure is on Liverpool. The pressure is on Liverpool and not Manchester United, but Solskjaer. Like he said, he wins this game, he's pretty much guaranteed 90% he'll get this job. He loses it, then people will be like, probably he can't do it against big teams. He can do it against Burnley, but against big teams, no. But for Jurgen Klopp, it's not just this game. He has to take it one game at a time.
Yes.
But the next one is the most important, the Manchester derby.
Yes.
The moment they win it, I think that whole confidence will come back in.
For United.
That's what Liverpool is. They don't have momentum. I think right now they're just huffing and puffing here and there, getting results here and there, but they've not been convincing. Bar for that 3-0 win against Bournemouth. But if you look at their game so far, I think there's just some fluidity that is missing. And if they can get that win against Manchester United, I think it will bode in well for them going into the running.
Well, big game going on there tomorrow. At Boni Musambi is our big presenter for KBC Radio Taifa. He says, if Hazard goes and Odoi is given the moral support he deserves, he'll be a perfect replacement. Hazard has been sabotaging this team for a very long time. True or false?
If it was not for Hazard's early form in the season, Chelsea would probably be 15th. So I don't know why people are talking about something.
They're not giving them a chance.
No.
Well, big games that will be. But this afternoon we have also got game Burnley there versus Tottenham Hotspur. We have got Bournemouth versus Wolverhampton Wanderers, Newcastle versus Huddersfield Town, and then Leicester City versus Crystal Palace. The early match, the early kickoff is actually on between Burnley and Tottenham. It's a big match today.
Yeah,
for
Tottenham, they have to win this game. You see, again, they're these teams. Yeah, you have United, you have Arsenal, you have Chelsea, you have Liverpool, who have their own problems to deal with in this weekend. Either it's you, Southampton tomorrow, you against Manchester United, Chelsea against Man City. So Tottenham can pick up points, push up, and just be silent and like, let's wait for the next game.
Without nobody noticing.
Nobody notices.
If you look at
no one will notice.
No one is going to notice that Tottenham has won. Actually, there's no any other big game
Except maybe Arsenal.
No, that's today.
No, for you guys it's tomorrow.
Yeah, for Arsenal it's tomorrow. For today, there's no one who will notice that Tottenham has won. But now when you're going to look at the table tomorrow.
For Tottenham, you know, a win today, and if Liverpool lose tomorrow, they're back in the title race. It's now a three-horse race.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it is a race that might go into the wire.
That's how important it is,
might
actually.
go down to the wire.
Burnley there, we've got Bournemouth versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. These are two teams which are also key. Also when the championship is coming to an end. I look at FC Bournemouth defeating Chelsea by 4-0. That was a big statement from Eddie Howe. And going on to this one, it's a big chance for him to try and also get into Europe, because Wolverhampton Wanderers has shown that we are getting into the European status of playing football.
I believe, obviously, for Wolves, if you look at the squad that he acquired when he was still in the championship last season, he has picked pedigree players that have played in Europe before. Joao Moutinho, Neves, you look at Otta, you look at all these players that he's picked up. He's gelled them together, brought them up to the Premier League, and told them, you know what, we can do this. They have been stringing out results that we have not been believing out of this team. But again, so has Bournemouth. Bournemouth have done the same thing. They have come out and they have said, you know what, we have survived relegation last season. Everyone thought they're going to be relegated. They survived. They came back with that squad again. They don't have a very big transfer budget. Came back with that squad, bought decent 1 or 2 players, and now they are pushing for that 7th, 6th position. They are really pushing it. And I'm telling you, this is the game of the day today. Bournemouth versus Watford.
Totally agree.
Versus
Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Yes.
Wolverhampton is not a big joke, and their
it's
coach
not a pushover at all.
Not a pushover.
They've beaten big teams this season.
Yes. So has Bournemouth have beaten Chelsea. So you're asking 4-0, so it's 2
decent scoring.
So it's two giant slayers.
The way you are saying that people are forgetting that Tottenham is in this race is the way people are forgetting that Wolverhampton is actually in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup.
Probably even pushing for a European place. I think if you look at these teams that were promoted last season, you are looking at Wolves and also the kind of business that Fulham did during the transfer window. You're like, these two teams, they are actually going to stay up. It's not worked quite well for Fulham, but Wolves look like a proper team. I think what the job that Nuno Espirito Santo is doing with this team is quite good. And if you look at even the whole game in itself, I think these two managers are quite exciting in terms of the brand of football that they play. Eddie Howe has been doing it over and over again, and I think Bournemouth is the Englishman's favorite team. Besides probably the top 6. So, like he said, man, this is gonna be the game of the day.
Fulham losing yesterday, you know.
Leicester Crystal Palace quickly.
Leicester Crystal Palace again. That man, the main man, Batshuayi, maybe can do wonders for Leicester. Yeah, maybe a home win.
You're a big fan of Wan-Bissaka. I'm surprised you're not talking about it.
I'm not really a big fan, but what he's doing is good.
For me, Crystal Palace, I think the attacking options that they have Zaha, they have Mishi Batshuayi. That screams out pace.
Yeah.
You
For me,
understand?
it's simple. Zaha scores, they win.
That's it.
When it doesn't score, they are not winning.
And we will say the same thing about what's his name, about Vardy in Leicester City. Again, if Vardy doesn't score, if Maddison doesn't play, Leicester are going to lose.
And Newcastle, Huddersfield. Looks like a clear win for Newcastle to put more pressure on Huddersfield.
Yeah,
going to
my
the
second
championship.
favorite team. Thanks to Benitez. We'll never forget. Liverpool fans. 2005 Champions League finals. Yeah, that's something, man. Forever in our hearts. Come on, Newcastle.
You need to do something.
Yeah, come on, Newcastle, man.
It is a pleasure hosting you, gentlemen. It has been fine here on the touchline. Actually, hope you guys will come back again and let's enjoy football conversation. It's a big day, and this is where we say we're coming to the end of the touchline, and enjoy your beautiful afternoon with what Y254 programming has to offer. For us, we are going to watch football and more football. From Maxwell Wasike and the team behind there in studio, and on behalf of Y254, I say good afternoon.